DreAllDay.com.
You are now tuned in to the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve is yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. That's the go-getter energy that moves me, you, him, her, them, and they, everybody out there, especially you, to go make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And what we do here for you, this is what we're going to do for you on top of all that. We're going to put all this together into one bundle, one package, one mindset, one method, one philosophy, one book, one show, one university, one master class that is known as, if you didn't know, you now know. It is called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic, stop waiting. Any of you who feels like you've been waiting to finally get to doing what you want to do, or living how you want to live, or being who you want to be, today I'm going to persuade you. My goal here today is to persuade you to stop waiting to do what you want to do in life, or be who you want to be, or to really get in serious pursuit of having what you want to have. There are a lot of people out here in life who metaphorically stand on the wall, holding up the wall, as they say, hoping that things will come to them, hoping that opportunity will find you, hoping that your phone will ring, or that your text messages starts going off, or that your hotline blings, right? It's a losing formula. Waiting for something to happen to you is a losing formula. I mean, every day when I introduce this show, I tell you the personal initiative to stop waiting for things to happen and go make things happen. Today, we're going to talk about how you actually start moving yourself to action and begin taking initiative in life. And understand that initiative is something that is indeed taken. Initiative is not something that gets handed to you. Initiative is something that you have to choose to enact within yourself. Take initiative, make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. Now, we talked about action in many episodes of this show. I want to refer you to a few of them here before I even get into this. Episode number 1429, the 10% rule, information and action. Why I tell you why you only need about 10% of the information for you to actually begin taking action in anything that you want to do in life. In episode number 1199, developing an action bias. How do you develop an action bias for your life so that you are more leaning towards doing stuff than not doing stuff? Wouldn't that help you? You think you get a lot more done in life if you had a action bias instead of a no action bias? Episode number 709, research equals information equals action. Episode number 442, how to push yourself to action. Episode number 170, you need action and not advice. I'll leave you with those. And we're going to have a platform in place where you'll be able to go and reference any episode of the show in a simple, easy way. We realize that it's not so simple and easy, even though I tell you just go to DreAllDay.com / whatever number the episode is. That's not as simple and easy for everybody. For SEO, that works, but for all of you who are listening, we're going to make it even simpler platform, which will be at workonyourgamepodcast.com, if you couldn't guess. That'll be at workonyourgamepodcast.com. By the time you listen to this episode, it may or may not be ready. So if it's not there yet, all right, don't get mad. Don't DM me or email me like, Dre, when is that site going to be ready? It's going to be ready, all right? When I tell y'all something is coming, I mean, listen, I think I've proven myself over the years, as long as you've been following me. When I tell you something is coming, the shit is coming, okay? So I put it out to the universe. I've never told you something was coming and didn't do it. Okay, so it's coming. Workonyourgamepodcast.com. We have that website. Is the site up? We own the domain. It's all up right now, but it's not set up in that way where you can listen to everything. But it will be very soon. So stay tuned. That's coming. Anyway, the topic once again today is stop waiting. Today I'm going to help move you off of your ass. Get your back up off the wall so you can start doing what you need to do in life. Point number one. The world is too crowded right now and is only getting more crowded. I mean, it's not too crowded. It's not like I'm uncomfortable with how many people there are in the world. What I'm saying is the number of people that we have in the world right now, the number is only increasing, right? There are only more people coming into the world right now aside from what we already got. All right, it's just getting more, it's just expanding. Everybody understands what I mean when I say it's crowded right now. In terms of, really when I say it's crowded, what I'm talking about is the field that you want to be involved in, where you want to be and how you want to achieve in life. It's very crowded right now. There's a lot of people out here. And in order for you to get what you want, sometimes in life, you're going to have to jump the line. Sometimes in life, you're going to have to jump the line and just jump up in front of other people. They were standing in line before you. They've been in line longer than you. according to the rules, I mean, if you were just following the rules and just obeying what everybody else does, then you would have to wait in line and they would get to go first. But sometimes in life, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, sometimes in life, don't break the law, but sometimes in life you gotta break the rules. And sometimes breaking the rules means just jumping the line, jumping in front of other people who've been standing in line longer than you. And again, if you were just doing everything right and everything, by the book, they would get in front of you. But you're saying, you know what, fuck that. I'm gonna just jump in front of these people. Why? Because I can. Sometimes in life, you just gotta do that. And if you don't want to do that, then what I'm telling you here today is not really going to help you. Nothing I'm going to say in this episode is going to help you. Even if you are turned off by what I just said, you should keep listening, because as I explain it, I think you'll get a better understanding of it. And even if you don't, you should have a full understanding of it, even if you are turned off, so that you know why you're turned off. All right? Don't just hear one thing and say, I don't want to hear anything else. Listen to the whole thing so you get the full context, because I'm pretty good at explaining context. I think I am. I'll tell you a story. I was in State College, Pennsylvania, which is the location of Penn State University. For those of you who don't know, that's where I went to school. This is a couple years after I had graduated from college. So I graduated in 2004. So this is maybe 2006, maybe 2007. Me and some college friends of mine were up at the campus visiting. And we went to this club in downtown State College. I remember the club was called Lulu's at the time. And y'all know how nightclubs are. They close the club down, then change the name and reopen it and call it something different. So I don't think it's called Lulu's anymore, but it's right in the middle of downtown State College, right in the middle of campus and all that. So we are going out to this club this particular night. This is in the middle of the winter. It's like February. And any of you know anything about the Allegheny Mountain area in February, it's cold as ever out there. So it's like, who knows, single digit weather out there, snow outside, all this stuff. So the line, we walk out to the club, and the line is long as hell. I mean, it's like 50 people in line, and the bouncers have to check people, and they got to check IDs, and then you got to stand in line to go up the stairs, and then you pay at the counter, and then they got a coat check and all that. And here's the thing with us, we were already buzzed before we got there. All right, y'all know what buzzed means. That means we had been imbibing alcoholic beverages. We were not drunk, but we were buzzed. So it's like the little bit of feeling that you start to get when the alcohol starts to get to you, but it hasn't completely taken all your faculties away from you. So we were buzzed because we had been pre-gaming. That's what they call it. Those of you who don't know, that's pre-gaming is when you do some drinking before you even get to the party. We had been pre-gaming, so we were already buzzed, and we saw how long that line was. And here's the thing: had we been sober, had we been in our normal states and saw how long the line was, we would have been like, damn, it's a long ass line. We would have either A, found somewhere else to go because we didn't want to stand in line, or B, we would have dutifully stood in line like everybody else does and like we were supposed to. But because we were buzzed and we were in this enhanced state of being, we just say, you know what, fuck this. We're not standing in line. We just walked right to the front of the line. And we just walked in. We got past the bouncers and we just walked in, and all of the people who were standing in line saw us and they were looking at us. They were like, who the hell are these guys just walking past everybody and walking straight to the front of the line? But that's exactly what we did, because we were in the state mentally that we weren't standing in line. We were just going to basically bully our way into the club, which is exactly what we did that particular night, and nobody got in our way. Now, I'm telling you that to tell you this. And we had a good time that night too. I remember that night. Now, I'm telling you that to tell you this. I'm not advising that you go and buy yourself some alcohol and some natural ice beer and get yourself buzzed in order to stop waiting in line and just jump the line and do what you got to do in life. What I'm telling you is you have to choose to get into that state. You have to choose to get into a mind state. And this is a more consistent, steady mind state of, I'm not going to just follow the rules and do what everybody else tells me to do and just stand idly by and hope the opportunity finds me. When I see an opportunity that I want, if I got to jump the line, I'll jump the line, but I'm going to go after it. I'm going to go get it. I'm not going to wait for it. I'm going to go get it. While I don't always advise that, to go get it. I'm not going to wait for it. The fuck is that? I'm going to go get it. While again, this may not always be what you need to do. This is a tool. All right, having that bold energy that says I'm just going to jump to the front of the line and do what I need to do. This is a tool that you need to have in your arsenal. In other words, you don't always need to jump the line and just jump in front of other people and piss some people off in the process of getting what you want. But you should have this tool in your toolkit just in case you need it. All right, so this is not something to use all the time. It's something to use at certain times. But if you do not have this tool in your toolkit, when you see an opportunity for which you should be jumping the line, you won't have the courage to do it. You won't have the boldness to do it. You won't have the energy to do it because you don't have the tool. So I'm just making sure that you have this tool in your toolkit, okay? I don't advise you always doing it, but the option needs to be in your arsenal. There are times in life to follow the rules. There are times in life to break the rules. Neither of these should be your all the time option. All right, don't follow the rules all the time in life, because if you follow the rules all the time in life, you're going to end up average, like all the other average people at the bottom of the pyramid walking around this planet. That is already too crowded at the bottom of the pyramid. So if you're aiming to stay at the bottom of the pyramid, or you want to, build yourself a nice house and a homestead there at the bottom of the pyramid, this show is not for you. I don't know where you found it. I don't know how you even got this far into the episode, but this is not the right show for you. Go listen to something else. If you're looking to do something a little bit different than what the average masses do, then understand, following the rules all the time is not a good idea. Following the rules sometimes is a great idea. Following the rules all the time is not. In episode number 1431, I talked about discernment, your skill of judgment, being able to decide when does it make sense to follow the rules, when does it make sense to not follow the rules. And again, you have to know when to use certain knowledge and when not to use it. That is the peak of wisdom. Point number 2. The topic here today is stop waiting in life. A lot of people are sitting around waiting for something to happen to them. I'm advising you today for you to be the thing that happens. Number 2, you must be bold and you must be aggressive. In the story that I just told you, we did some bold, aggressive shit and nobody got in our way. And listen to this point as I explain it, why this is going to work for you. In episode number 909, the topic was give yourself permission to make a bold move. How many times in life have you contemplated doing something bold? You thought about doing something bold. You had the idea. You had planned ahead of time to do something bold. But then when it came time for you to actually do it, you didn't do it. You punked out. You got scared. You second guessed yourself. Something or someone told you something that made you start doubting yourself. And then you held back on the action that you were going to take. Maybe you made the mistake of telling someone about the bold thing you were going to do, and they advised you not to do it. And this is the thing that happens in life. Before you do something, if you tell someone what you're going to do, people will give you all kinds of logical, reasonable advice as to why you shouldn't do something bold. Why is this? Because most people don't ever do anything bold. So when you talk about doing something bold, they can't understand it. So of course they're going to advise you not to do it. And the other reason why this is an issue is you talking about the bold thing that you're going to do takes the air out of that balloon. And therefore, you don't have the same energy to go do it because you used up some of the energy talking about it. And you got a little bit of self-satisfaction just telling somebody about it instead of actually doing it, because the brain does not know the difference between imagination and reality. The definition of aggression is to pursue one's aims and interests forcefully, sometimes unduly so. Make a bold claim about what you can do. Make a bold move to prove what you can do. And then make sure you can back it up. So understand that being bold and aggressive doesn't just mean you come out blistering and just pushing everybody out of your way, but then you have no skill to back it up. Make sure everything that you talk about, you can actually do. Everything that you boast and claim, you can actually prove. Jump to the front of the line, but be worthy of being in the front of the line. Because the last place you want to be is on Front Street in the front of the line, and then everybody realizes that you ain't worthy of being there. That's even worse than you had just having just stood in line from the beginning in the first place. So make sure once you jump to the front of the line, you actually have the skill to do something once you get there. All right, don't be the person claiming that you deserve certain opportunities and the opportunity is given to you. The opportunity is granted, and then you don't do anything with it because you weren't even ready for it in the first place. Your talk was better than your game. All right, always be better than what you talk about. In my favorite book, The 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene has a chapter on boldness. I believe it's chapter 28. And what he says is boldness, he says a lot of things, but he says boldness moves people and objects out of your way, whereas hesitation puts people and objects in your way. That's exactly what I was saying when I told you how if you tell somebody about some bold move that you're going to make, they'll give you all these logical reasons to not do it. But if you just do something bold, that same person will get the hell out the way. Why? Because us human beings, we have instincts. We instinctively move out of the way when we see somebody acting boldly and aggressively. Something inside of us, without having to logically, consciously think, tells us, all right, this person is serious. This person's for real. This person knows where they're going. Let me get the hell out of the way before I become a casualty of whatever this person is about to do. Because I can just feel. You can feel another person's energy when they're serious about doing what they want to do. You can feel another person's energy when they're not going to let anything get in their way. Everyone who's listening to me right now, you have been in this state before in your life, and you have seen people in this state before in your life. And when you saw people in that state, you got the hell out the way. And when you were in that state, life and other people got the hell out of your way. We as human beings are attracted to and cannot stop watching people who act boldly. You know why? Because we want to see what they're going to do next. Watching somebody who's acting boldly is like watching an action drama. It's like watching an action film. All right, you know something's going to happen. You know eventually something is going to happen that's going to create an adrenaline rush within you just watching that individual. So you just keep watching them because you're just waiting for that moment because you know it's coming. Boldness, ladies and gentlemen, creates opportunities where there were no opportunities. Understanding in life, as humans, we do not judge other people or other things by any type of careful analysis. We judge people off of energy and off of atmosphere. With the right energy and atmosphere, you can get anyone to believe anything. You get anyone to buy into anything. You can move anyone out of your way with the right energy and with the right atmosphere. This is how we judge things 98% of the time. Then once we make our judgment, instinctively and emotionally, then we come up with our conscious minds, which work a lot slower than our emotions and our instincts. Our conscious minds come up with logical, reasonable explanations for why we did what we did. And we will find any logical, reasonable explanation for anything once our instincts and our emotions have decided on it. And understand, this is something that you should know about yourself, but it's also something you can use if you just deconstruct what I just explained to you. You can use this for your own purposes when you're dealing with other people. And every single day you're dealing with other people. Point number 3. Today's topic is stop waiting. Every day is a new opportunity, but it's only a new opportunity if you use that opportunity proactively. Now, every day is not a new opportunity for people who just get up and just go through the motions and do the same thing that they did the day before and don't try anything other than what they've always done. It's not a new opportunity for those individuals. It's a new opportunity for the people who take the actions that they need to take in a bold, authentic, aggressive way, meaning going after what you want forcefully. Aggressive is not necessarily negative. Going after what you want forcefully, sometimes unduly so, as the dictionary says, but see, the word unduly is a relative term, is a subjective term. So what somebody thinks is not necessary, you may think is very necessary. Who's right and who's wrong? Nobody. Actually, the person who's most right is the person who's taking action. Who cares what the observer thinks? All they're doing is observing. Who cares? Who cares what their opinion is? Every day is a new opportunity when you are using your opportunities. A lot of people talk about opportunity, claiming that they want to get somewhere, claiming that something's in their way, claiming that they haven't yet gotten their shot. But the problem with a lot of the people who talk about opportunity or their lack of it is that they're waiting for it rather than going to or creating it. Let me repeat. Of all the people who talk about opportunity, not having it, having not gotten their chance or their shot yet, most of them are waiting for opportunity rather than going to or creating opportunity. The fourth pillar of working the game philosophy is personal initiative, making things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. When it comes to making things happen in life, I mean, we've talked about this a whole lot of times here on this show, and I talked about it specifically in Masterclass number 864. Success happens only on purpose. Also, episode 818. If you don't do it, it is not happening. Episode number 672, how to make things happen on your own. Episode 642, what happens when you try more than once. This episode number 420, getting aggressive to make shit happen. I mean, I can't get any more clear than that. And I'm just giving you a few of these. That's not even every episode where we talked about making things happen and being aggressive and taking advantage of your opportunities in life. We got many episodes where we talked about opportunity. I'm not going to give you all of them because we ain't got enough time for all that. But I talked about opportunity in episode number 1389. Every day is a new opportunity. Episode 1346, your current opportunity is your best opportunity. Episode 1138, you never know when opportunity is watching. Understand that opportunity is available at all times. Opportunity is something that exists in abundance. There is always opportunity everywhere that you're at, where you are right now, with the person or people you are around right now. an opportunity exists. Now, the question is not whether the opportunity is there or not, because I just told you that it is. The question is whether or not you pay attention to it and whether or not you do anything about it. Do you notice the opportunity? Are you looking for the opportunity to even see it? And then once you do identify it, do you do anything about it? These are the questions that you actually need to answer, not where's the opportunity at. Opportunity is everywhere. Opportunity is right in front of you, is behind you, it's to the left of you, the right of you, above you, and below you. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Do you even notice it in the first place, and then do you take action? All that said, let's recap today's class, which is stop waiting. A lot of people metaphorically standing on the wall in life, holding up the wall, hoping for things to come to them. This is a losing formula in life. You probably already know this. Today is about moving yourself to action and taking initiative, making things happen instead of waiting for them to happen. Number one, the world is too crowded and only getting more crowded when it comes to taking advantage of your chances and doing what you need to do for yourself. Sometimes in life, like we did in State College, going to that club that time years ago, sometimes you just got to jump the line. People are going to look at you crazy. Somebody may say something. Somebody might try to stop you. Probably not. People may whisper behind your back, but understand when you jump the line, nobody is going to get in your way. For the most part, nobody gets in your way when you jump the line. Why? Because when you have an energy of boldness and aggressiveness, like we talk about here in point number 2, be bold and aggressive. When you have that energy, people instinctively move out of your way. Like Robert Greene said in the 48 Laws of Power, boldness moves people and objects out of your way. Timidity and hesitation puts people and objects in your way. When you talk about doing something bold before you've done it, people will give you every logical reason to do nothing. But if you just do something bold, those same individuals who would have talked you out of it before you did it, get the hell out the way after you start going. Why is this? Did the people all of a sudden go from smart to stupid? Did they go from logical and reasonable to not logical and reasonable, or vice versa? No. The difference is everyone has a logical explanation for doing nothing when nothing is happening. But when something is happening, people ain't got time for explanations. They just get the hell out the way or they're going to get run over. Point number 3, every day is a new opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. But only if you use that opportunity proactively, meaning recognizing that it's an opportunity, then understanding what you need to do about it, and then actually doing it. A lot of people talk about opportunity all the time, but they're waiting for opportunity rather than going to or creating the opportunity. Therefore, they're going to spend their whole lives talking about what they don't have, which is the opportunity. The 4th pillar to working your game philosophy is personal initiative, making it happen instead of waiting for it to happen. Opportunity exists everywhere. As soon as you decide that the opportunity is there, you take action and the opportunity gets created. This is the way that things work in life. If anybody ever told you different, tell them that I said this is how it goes. Work on your game. Dre all day.